Great. So I find when it comes to election time, especially with presidential candidates, there's always a gimmick. There's always a big promise of something ridiculous. So what I want to know is, what's your two-ply toilet paper?
Great question. I was talking about this. I'll be completely frank about this. I was talking about this for days and days and saying, do I need this gimmick? Do I need a two-ply toilet paper, a wine rack, a $3 meals, a bus shelter, whatever it might be? And I talked about it and said, no, I mean, I can't be a genuine candidate based on the philosophical platform you've talked about and have some kind of gimmick. Some people could look at my greenhouse and call that a bit of a gimmick, but that's something that's, I'm working on with students. I'm committed to working on that throughout the summer, whether or not I'm elected. And so, I mean, that'd be the closest thing I might consider to be gimmicky, but it's something I'm very serious about. I mean, there is funding there for that. The scope could range all over the place, and I think the university and the City of London would like to be on board, so I think that's feasible. So I actually have intentionally avoided the gimmick, which, I'm curious to see how it'll go with my campaign, but I think I'm very committed to being genuine and to not having any false promises on my platform. Obviously, it's unrealistic to promise to deliver every single point, but they're all things that, each one on their own is very feasible.
So, your platform point about the exam bank revival seems to be a little irrelevant considering Imprant's current exam bank is running at its full capacity due to the restrictions of intellectual property rights of the professors. David, I have to ask, are you suggesting a black market exam bank?
No, although to be frank again, there currently is a black market exam bank. There are enough students that have exams, they copy them, they pass assignments back from media that professors don't like to see happening. I think what I'd like to encourage is professors to be a bit more open and realistic in that, and I know specifically in engineering and in music, there are professors who are fine giving out their exams in certain years. It's very departmental, but there are departments, especially in the math and sciences, that don't have a problem giving out their exams because, it's numerical answers and they like students to practice. And again, in engineering, for example, there's actually a stockpile of exams that just haven't been uploaded. And I know for many faculties outside of engineering, the exam bank hasn't been updated with exams since 2000. And I know I've spoken to professors in a few departments and had friends do the same. It's not consistent, but there are enough professors that are very willing to post exams. And I think that if they're willing to do that, it would help students. It would prevent students from copying exams from year to year. I think that would be better for everyone.
I want to talk to you a little bit about your guest speaker lecture series. What I want to know is, who is your dream speaker that has yet to come and already speak at Western with our current speaker series?
That's a tough question. I haven't really thought about having an idol or a dream guest speaker right now. You stumped me on that one. The first person that comes to mind is someone who's actually already been to Western, but I'll talk about him anyways. I had a great talk with Stephen Lewis when he came to speak, and I didn't think enough students came out. It was a free show, and there was almost no students that showed up, and I would love to have him in the atrium talking about something that students are very passionate about. I think it merits to bring someone back again, actually, and really he's talking about, promoting AIDS medication awareness throughout Africa, and talking about the fact that, he was our NDP party leader for many years. He's a very important figure in Canadian history. I'd really like to have him come back.
Great. Now, in your opinion, what is the one executive council position that needs the most improvement for next year?
I think improvement's a bit of a harsh word, but what I'd like to really see with the VPCI position is that it really, even more than it already does, percolate the other portfolios. I had a great conversation with Scott Kerr a few days ago, and we really talked about how, in a very different way than the other portfolios, the campus issues portfolio really does permeate everything from finance to undergraduate affairs to student events. It's really, it's about the corporate responsibility that I talk about a lot in my platform, and I think that it could have more work in taking a bigger role in various aspects of the other portfolios. I mean, we were talking about having CI manage the cultural clubs in a stronger way, for example, because they represent a very, it's their cultural clubs, and it's a bit of a campus issues mandate there. And financial decisions, for example, the USC has a bit of a single bottom line mandate currently, and I think campus issues could take a bigger stance on having to be a triple bottom line that includes social and environmental sustainability, in addition to fiscal sustainability. So it's doing a great job with its current mandate, but I think that it has a lot of potential, the VPCI portfolio, to really expand its horizons. And I think speaking to Scott, it's something that they'd be interested in. I think that would be a great step for the USC to take next year.
Thank you.
All right, well, this question is your good luck question. you've made it through. So the last thing I want to ask you about is your inspiration for your artistic, well-written puns for your whole campaign and all the photos. It's quite unique. What's the inspiration?
I think self-deprecation is probably the biggest inspiration for that. I can't remember when it happened. It's probably grade 9 or grade 10. I just learned how to make fun of myself, and I think my life really turned around when that happened. Ever since then, I just think it's a great thing to do. I think people really buy into that if they know that you can, be serious about what you believe in, but also make fun of yourself. Sometimes they know that you're a real person, you're approachable, you don't have zero flaws, you can have things that you can make fun of, and it just makes you very personable and really grounded. And I think that that light element of self-deprecation really plays into my posters, into my writing, into my videos, and I think that's just an important part of who I am, of taking the serious things seriously, but knowing that you can have a lot of fun in between.
Great. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with us.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
It's been great.
Take care.